to another tutorial about the Korg Pa5X. In this tutorial we are going to take a look at how to create those worship and lo-fi hip-hop styles. You've just heard it in the beginning of this video, and we are going to create that style out of one of the existing styles on the Pa5X. And the thing is, with the Pa5X all the styles sounds really good, and if you want to create music in the lo-fi style, then it doesn't have to sound that good. The sound is based on those old record players and the old samplers in the early days, and we have to modify the great sounding styles to that old school sound. And luckily that is very easy to do, so let me show you how to do this on Korg Pa5X. First let's select a style that we are going to use for that lo-fi style. We are going to the ballad category, and on page 3 we see the groovy ballad 2 style. Let's use that one. First audition it. It's a really nice style, but also way too good sounding for that lo-fi style. So we have to modify it to make it to get that old school feeling. So let's do that. We are going to play a song from Hillsong in the lo-fi worship category, and that's in 68 BPM. So let's lower the BPM so that it has that correct tempo. And we go to the mixer tab, and we are going to mute everything except the bass and the jungle kit. The rest we don't need. So now we only have the bass sound and the jungle kit, and we can create that lo-fi sound. Now what are we going to do? Well, the drum kit is now way too good sounding, so let's audition the drum kit. So nice sound, but it also sounds way too good. So let's modify that, and we are going to do that in the insert section. So press the mixer button and select the insert FX tab. If you have no idea how to come here and what I'm doing now, then first watch all my other tutorials where I go in a slow pace over the normal working over the Pa5X. In this tutorial we are going to show just the tricks. We are going to load a specific effect in the insert FX slot 1, and it's in the mixed category. And you see over here the stereo decimator, but we also want that punch from the drums, so we are going to select a different one, the decimator plus the compressor. That's the one effect that you need for this specific style. Now if we are going to listen to this, then it already sounds really dirty. And if we are going to set everything again to the normal values. So this is the normal sound of the style. So the old school samplers we're working on 22 kilohertz. So we are going to lower the sampling frequency to get that old school feeling. 22. So now we have mimicked that old school samplers. The resolution is 24 bits now, and that's way too high. Normally it's on 16 bits. So we are going to lower that so that it gets some aliasing on the sound itself. You can also create really dirty industrial sounds by just lowering the resolution again if you're after that. So you can also do really nice things with that. Okay, it sounds now already rather lo-fi, but there's still too much high in that, and that's where the high damp comes in. So lower the high damp. So we are going to remove the high frequencies for that. So we have now that really dirty sound, and we have that standard compressor settings to make it a little bit pop out more. So that's the first step. And okay, we have the original was this. That really hi-fi drum sounding sound, and now with our settings enabled you have that old school feeling, the lo-fi sound for the drums. But we also want the specific record effects on top of it, so we are going to load that in IFX2. Enable IFX2, select it, go to the mixed category, and you see here an effect called stereo analog record. Select that one. And now we have that, and let me set it to 0. So I've disabled now all the effects, and you can set the speed of the record player, 33, 45 or 78 rounds per minute. Well, set it to 45, and you can set the flutter of that of the specific record. So let's increase that to 80, so it's going to be a little bit, not straight anymore. And we are going to add some sparkles from that record. Set the noise level a little bit. So you can set it really bad records. So set this one to your liking. I'm just looking for a little bit of effect, so set it to 5, for instance. Not too loud. And also add some clicks to it. So we have that effect now of an analog record player on top of the sampled sound, and the noise is way too bright for those old record players. So we are going to lower the noise tone, make that one dirty too. Yeah, around 10 is a good value. Click level even lower. Maybe a little bit noise, less noise level. So now basically we are done, and now we can add the bass line, and because the bass is in a low area, we don't need to have to set that effect on top of that. If you enter other elements like guitars or something like that, you have to add that specific decimator plus compressor also on that one, on that specific channel. But for now we are done. So let's play a worship tune. Sounds really nice, and if you think, hey, my keyboard set sounds too great also, you can also insert that effects on top of the keyboard set. So let's do that also. Let's go to the main, press this one, and we have the keyboard sets over here. We are going to remove the palette sounds, and let's add 2 insert effects on top of that. And we just do the same as we just did. Let's add a stereo decimator for this. We don't need a compressor for this specific piano, but only the decimator. And it's already on a default setting. So really nice, and it's just a few clicks on your Korg Pa5X to do this. Now, if you are more into the hip-hop style, then you can create your own additional elements on top of it just by using the pad section. So let's add a simple synth thing. So let's use, for instance, the sequence synth on pad 1, and let's add that one. And and you can use that one, or you create your own ones with your own patterns. Use something like an electric piano on top of this. So lots of possibilities to do. So have fun experimenting with that, and hope to see you again in the next tutorial.